Hey everybody, welcome to Philosophy on the Couch. I'm your host Jordan.
And I'm your host, Ryan. This episode, we talk about your midlife crisis, existentialism, and pizza. What toppings are acceptable? Another week, Jordan.
Yeah, boy.
Episode 10.
Let's go.
Yeah. Hey, one thing I just want to point out real early on here.
Mm-hmm.
A couple weeks from today,
Yes.
we will be releasing our Halloween special. So, for real, this is going to be great. You have to tune in.
It will be. I'm excited. I've already been practicing.
Ooh, practicing for what? Wait, don't tell.
Ooh.
Keep it a surprise. No, there's going to be a number of different things we're going to do, but one extra special thing we're doing just for you, the listeners. So, Couch Potatoes, this is all for you.
It is.
Halloween special coming up.
Yes.
2 weeks.
Countdown begins.
Yes. It's a little spooky.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Hopefully a little funny. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. We're working on it for you.
It's going to be good.
Extra special.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
I love Halloween. I don't know how you feel about it.
I mean, I'm okay with it. I like candy.
Yeah.
Speaking of, before we continue with this, I just need to get something off my chest.
Okay.
I have been a little hard on my wife the last couple of episodes about pies, and I just want to clarify that although I do enjoy pie, I'm actually not that big of a fan
You don't have to downplay
as I make it out to be. No, really, because the truth is, as much as I tell my wife, or as much as I'm telling you guys out there that I'm all about pies and nobody's making me a pie, if I had a choice between a pie and like a nice spread of cheese and crackers, I would go to the cheese and crackers.
Okay.
Before the pie, because I like salty snacks better than I do desserts.
Okay.
So
Did she make you like a cheese spread?
no.
Oh.
So I need to whine about not getting a cheese spread?
I guess so. Let's see if that works.
Yeah. No, but I just wanted to, I mean, she bakes stuff all the time. It's just, it was an easy thing to whine about because I do like pie.
That's fair.
You know, but
Yeah.
But it's weird. I have to be honest. I'm not actually like a pie fanatic. It's more the snack food. So that being said, back to what we were just talking about.
Yes.
Jordan.
Halloween.
Yes.
It definitely used to be my favorite holiday.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So it's definitely up there still. I don't know if it is my favorite still.
Sure.
But it's...
You're not as big of a creep as you were.
Well...
No, it's, it can be fun.
You want to know what, like, for a few years back in the day, every year we made it a tradition to go to Valley Fair on Halloween.
You went to Valley Scare?
I did.
Wow.
Several years in a row with some dear friends of mine.
Huh.
Yeah. And it is fantastic.
Really?
Yeah. It is. So you can't go in costume and stuff like that because they have actors there that are all dressed up. So they'll actually turn you away. We actually saw some people who were all dressed up as, different things. And
Sure.
they're like, nope, sorry. You got to go back to your car and take that stuff off.
Huh.
But super fun. You get to ride the rides at night.
Okay.
There's shows. They've got big haunted houses that you go through.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so fun.
There's a weird part of me that thinks that that's fun, and then there's the other part of me that seems like it's the rational human being side of me that's like, why would you put yourself through those things? So again, on the fence.
That's fair.
But I don't know.
Fair enough. I understand.
Is there anybody else out there who your Halloween is like your favorite holiday? Personally, not my favorite holiday. I mean, I can get behind some fun stuff with it, sure. But, I mean, I don't know exactly what my favorite holiday is. Probably, I feel like it's going to be your just standard boring Christmas.
So boring Christmas.
I mean, well, it seems like it's just the typical everybody loves Christmas kind of thing. But that's not true. Some people might hate it. I mean, we might have some listeners who are like, "Oh, that's the worst."
Yeah, I'm sure there are.
So, but it would be interesting to know. I mean, what's your favorite holiday?
Yeah.
Do you have any that are uncommon holidays?
Yeah.
That not a lot of people know about, and you're like, "This is it. This is awesome.
Yeah.
You gotta check it out."
I will say this though. It's got to be one of those an actual holiday celebrated by more than just Facebook groups. It can't be like not trying to downplay anybody's careers or anything like that. But, you know, it can't be like, oh, this is, you know, National, you know, Garbage Man Day. Like, come on.
Sure.
Because there is a holiday every day if you Google it.
Right. Not that we recommend.
Yeah.
Google.
For sure.
But no, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
You know, it's
kind of nice to have that excuse sometime.
Yeah, sometimes, but also, and to go along with the social media piece of it.
Oh, great. Again. It's like they never shut up about this.
All I was going to say is when it comes to like holidays, especially like specific days, right? Like, it's, I don't know, pick a career day, right? Like, it goes in waves, or like National Daughters Day.
Sure.
Cool. I'm glad you're a daughter. I married someone's daughter. That's neat. But it comes in waves, right? So it's like, oh, yeah, this group of people saw that it was National Daughters Day on October 1st. And then October 8th, this group of people saw that it was National Daughters Day. So it's National Daughters Day again. And you got it like 6 times in, you know, a 5-week span.
Sure.
I don't like it.
Sure. Random thought that you bring up Daughter's Day. I was thinking about this the other day. I think that you and your wife need to have a daughter. And I only say this because, I mean, okay. I'm in charge of your life to that degree. But no, I was like, you know what? It's kind of, I appreciate having both daughter and sons, actually, because I get the full spectrum. And it's like, you appreciate how different each are.
Yeah.
And like the intricacies of raising a boy and a girl and that sort of stuff. So I think that you would like having a daughter. I think you would.
So I don't even disagree with you. So before we had any kids, all I wanted was girls.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
Hands down.
I only wanted boys, and then I got a girl first. So
interesting how that works out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now that we've had 3 boys, I'm like, nope, I'm happy with my boys. I like them. I like it.
We'll spend some time talking about this, Jordan.
Yeah. Well, and another
work you into.
Well, so this is another thing to think about. Well, for me anyway.
Sure.
Is my boys are all, you know, realistically school age now. Mm-hmm. So even if Lauren and I had a daughter, she's going to be significantly younger, which has its benefits, you know, but at the same time it has some drawbacks.
Sure.
Like she'll be close with her brothers, I'm sure, you know, if we were to have a, you know, in this scenario, hypothetical. But at the same time she wouldn't know her brothers in the same way her brothers do, purely for the fact that they're so close in age.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Because I think about it from my own life, right? Like,
yeah.
My sisters were, you know, 4 and 5 years older than me. And it's not like I just didn't know my sisters, you know. It's not like it was 18 years apart or anything. But there's enough of a gap to where they're definitely like your cool older sibling that you really want to hang out with. But at the same time, especially as you get a little older, you realize that it's not quite the same to hang out with them because they are that much more like mature, that much older than you. So they, you know what I mean? Do you understand what I'm trying to get at?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure that the maturity gap would apply to everyone as well as it does to you, but
Fair.
but yeah, no, I hear you. But and we'll talk about this sometime. But
Okay.
but yeah, just felt like throwing that out there. Back to Halloween and candy.
Smooth transition.
Yeah. Yeah, looking forward to it, and I get to have free candy because I take my kids candy.
Wow.
Not all of it, just some of it.
Just the good stuff.
There's so much there that it's like you're never going to go through all of this. I have to help you. That's how I'm protecting you.
Yeah, you don't want them to get stomach aches.
No, not at all.
It's fair. It's good parenting.
Yeah. Pile in the van and drive around.
Yeah. Do you do that? Do you drive around?
Yeah, we do kind of an old school method mostly. We do some walking around through town. I don't think that's going to happen much this year.
Sure.
With COVID, I think that's supposed to be sort of toned down a little bit. And so we're going to for sure do the driving around because that's mostly what we do anyways. And honestly, you get more candy when you drive around to the people who live out in the country.
Yeah.
Because they don't have people that show up. This is a tip for all of you parents out there. They don't have people that show up very often. And so they don't give you just one little piece of candy and then you got to move to the next house. And you work so hard to get a bucket full of candy as a kid in town. Drive around outside of town and stop. And they have bags of candy just waiting for your children. And they just drop it in. They're like, oh, you're so cute. You want another? Here you go. Grab a can of pop while you're at it.
Right.
And it's ridiculous. They're like, can we take some pictures? You're so cute. And it's, it's a totally
like,
different
no,
environment.
You can't take a picture of my child.
Yeah. Well, in a small town setting, you show up to people's houses who you know fairly well.
Yeah.
Those are the ones who are can I take a picture?
That's fair.
So, but yeah, it's totally different setting. It's cool.
That's fair.
But speaking of driving around, it was annoying this week.
Oh.
I have worked on every single one of my vehicles in the past week. Well, one I didn't really work on because I have it torn apart and I'm just kind of tired of working on it. But I include it. I lump it into
That's fair.
into the group. So that's three of them that, one old school one that I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to get this running again. Got to change, water pump and power steering pump and things like that on it.
What is that?
1995 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo Gold Edition. And I have yet to find another Gold Edition anywhere.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the difference between the gold and the...
Well, it's got gold paint. No, it's a trim package. So it was like the Laredo, not the Limited. So it wasn't quite the upper trim package, but it was kind of
in between.
An in between, and it was a later model in the year 95.
Sure.
And so there were some few tweaks added onto it that they were going to roll out into the 96.
Okay.
And so yeah, it's kind of cool now because I've been kind of having this itch for an antique vehicle, a vintage vehicle, and I'm like,
right.
It's kind of a vintage vehicle now.
You've got one.
Yeah, it's just sitting in the driveway.
The 95 Grand Cherokee.
Yeah, and you know what? Another 25 years from now, it's a 50-year-old vehicle.
I mean, I can't argue with that logic.
So, hey, hang on to it. Why not? First vehicle I ever bought.
Yeah.
Junior in high school. I'd been driving, I drove my sister's vehicle a little bit before that and parents' vehicle.
Sure.
And I just hadn't bought my own
right
at that point.
Yeah.
And I was looking for something and drove past this car every day. And my dad said, have you looked at the Jeep that we drive by? I was like, no, I haven't. Don't want a Jeep. I want a muscle car. By the end of the summer, I bought the Jeep.
That's too funny.
But yeah, it's working on all these vehicles, and it's got me into this. I want to buy a vintage vehicle, like true vintage. Has to be older than 70s.
Okay.
Like it has to be late 60s.
Or older.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. I'd maybe consider a 1970, depending on what it was.
Okay.
And so it's like, what's the deal? Why do I got the itch? I'm in some like midlife crisis or something happening here. And I'm not going to go out and buy anything. I mean, at some point, I could maybe spare like $1,000 to get an old junker that could be fixed up. But I'm not going to go out and buy some like $80,000.
Yeah, you're not going to
sports
drop
car.
Yeah, like your life savings,
Right?
Or like sell your house to buy a car.
Right, not happening. So not a true midlife crisis going on. Also, with that, looking into midlife crisis, which I always had kind of thought that was just a term people used, but really, it's an actual thing.
Yeah,
that people go through.
Like right now.
Usually it's more so the actual midlife crisis. It can happen in 30s, but it's more so in the late 40s, I guess.
Sure.
To early 50s is the prime time for a true midlife crisis.
Which
basically, to put it into terms after having looked at things, it's your youthfulness leaving the body, kicking and screaming is how I've heard it termed or read in a couple articles.
Jeepers.
So we're not there yet. Any listeners out there going through, that prime age midlife crisis, and you're like, yep, I went out and I bought a $50,000 muscle car yesterday.
I'm not going to judge you for it. I really won't.
No,
I just want to see pictures.
Right, yeah.
Maybe some video, like
burning some tires.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
Start it up, give us a good rev.
Yeah. So that got me looking around places online.
Yeah.
What are some things that happen with midlife crisis? And I really wanted to find out, what are the top things that a man buys when he gets into a midlife crisis?
Okay.
Now, I couldn't find anything that was truly specific to the U.S. So just the U.S. There was a study that had been done that covered multiple areas, posted on multiple websites in the U.K. But it was actually a list of 20 different things that are typically purchased when men go through a midlife crisis.
Okay. I kind of want to try and guess some of these.
You should.
Because I have not looked into this at all. So, I mean, car is obviously going to be one of them. It's got to be.
Well, we're going to get there. We're going to start at number 20.
Sure.
And we'll just go through quick and talk about them, okay?
Okay.
All right, so.
Well, I want to throw out a few things before, because otherwise I'm not going to get a chance to really guess, right?
Yeah.
So car, boat, guns,
Can I just quick remind you that this wasn't just a U.S. study?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
Sounds good. All right.
I know. I understand that.
It's very American of you, your list so far. It's good. It's cool. I like it.
Multicultural. Boats? Get out of here.
Okay.
Cars. Guns is maybe less so, but even then. Yeah. Cars, boats, guns, motorcycle, RV, or camper type situation.
Also very American of you.
I don't think so.
I do.
That's definitely a European thing too.
Yeah, but they're smaller, not ridiculously huge. And
I didn't say a 40-foot Class A, okay?
Well,
I said camper.
I assumed that of you.
I said RV or camper. Doesn't have to be massive.
All right.
Could be.
Fine. Whatever. Just get over yourself, Jordan.
What else? Says they're just so much more cultured than we are. I'm going to say like something ridiculous like art, pieces of art.
Okay. Well, more cultured than you for sure.
You're a piece of trash. I don't know. And then I'll throw out one more and just say, for all those very wealthy individuals, maybe something like a cabin or a weekend getaway home or something to that effect.
Sure.
So those are the things that I'll say.
All right, fair enough. Give me a second. I gotta find it again. The last one I had was slightly different of a list, and there were a couple like strange, inappropriate things on it.
Kind of want to hear what those were. Also, when I say motorcycle, I'm gonna lump like all kind of toys into that, and by toys I mean motorcycle, dirt bike, 4-wheeler, snowmobiles, side by sides, all of those things, jet skis,
Sure. Fair. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're just giving a really broad answer to try and make yourself sound smarter. Got it. Okay. We're going to move on.
Ding, ding, ding. I win.
Um,
When all of those are answers, I'm just going to rub it in.
okay. Fine. All right. Number 20. Jewelry.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. I wouldn't, but I can see that.
19. A new, expensive bicycle.
Sure. I wouldn't necessarily. I mean, I guess it
might
depends on
that
where
might
you,
play into, because part of the midlife crisis that people, when
The
they
youth.
have it, what the youth screaming,
Yeah.
leaving the body, kicking and screaming,
Yeah.
is that typically men will go on a big like exercise kick
Sure.
to try and regain some of their lost youthfulness.
I'm feeling that already, so I feel like I'm
Well,
starting my midlife crisis early.
it's gonna be a long one. All right,
We're in it for the long haul, boys.
18. A musical instrument.
Okay, sure.
17. A new hairstyle.
Sure.
16. A new house or property.
Yeah.
15. We're going to term this loosely for our younger viewers, marital aids.
Okay.
All right. 14. Expensive or vintage alcohol.
I wouldn't say you need to go through a midlife crisis to enjoy or partake in that, but okay.
Well, I think it's probably more so the cost, right?
Sure. But that's not one that you
Part of it
buy
is-
and you're just like, oh,
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna
part
down
of the
it.
midlife crisis deal is that you're spending money that you're buying things you didn't allow yourself to buy for years, and you're just gonna go spend the money and do it, right? So,
That's fair,
so
I guess.
you're talking like really expensive stuff here, I think.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
All right, 13. Major renovations to your home.
Okay, sure. I feel like that kind of goes along with just like a new home in general.
Sure.
Like, yeah.
Sure, yeah,
We're gonna-
similar. 12. Tickets to a music festival
I feel
or
like,
concert.
yeah. I gotta relive the glory days.
Yep. 11. A designer watch.
I get it, but at the same time, I'm like, I guess it all depends on what you personally enjoy. Because some of these, I feel like a lot of these things, some people would be like, yeah, I absolutely buy that now, and I'm definitely not in a midlife crisis. You
Right.
know, like an expensive bike, right? Like, if you're really into mountain biking, you're gonna spend some money on a bike, so you
Sure.
have good equipment.
Yeah.
It's what's your hobby, right? What are you interested in?
Right. But I think the idea is that it's not just your hobbies that you're being excessive with now.
Right.
It's new stuff that you haven't
Yeah.
done. And so you're like, I'm just going to do it.
Gonna try
Been
it out.
want a mountain bike? I'm going to go buy the best bike that's out there. And here we go. That
Yep.
kind of a thing.
Yep.
10. An Xbox, PlayStation, gaming console.
Sure.
Reliving the glory days again.
Jeez,
Right?
and then you get online and you have some 12-year-old kill you and insult your mom, and then you're like, why did I do this to myself?
Oh. Halo.
Yep.
Yep. Lots of
Good old days.
Lots of trash talk going on Halo.
So much.
9, a gym membership.
Yep.
8, a trip traveling around the world.
All right.
7, a new tattoo.
Yeah. Barbed wire armbands. Let's go.
I think I'd still struggle with commitment too much to jump on board with that. 6, it's kind of repetitive. So tickets to a concert, I lumped that in with tickets to a music festival.
Yeah.
Slight difference maybe, but kind of the same deal.
Yeah.
But again, getting more common as we go up
Yep.
the list.
Yep. All right. Top 5 now, right?
Top 5, yeah.
All right.
Number 5, a motorcycle.
Called it.
Yep.
Knew it.
Number 4, designer clothes.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, you got to look good. Getting fit, got to look good, right?
That's right. You just got your gym membership.
Yeah. All right. Number 3, a sports car.
Okay. Yeah. I would have honestly figured a car would have been number 1, but
Me too.
interesting.
But this study they did of like 1,000 some people,
yeah.
again, depending on where they're at,
Yeah.
it might be slightly different.
Yep.
Number 2, a new gadget.
Wow.
Yeah,
Very
big
descriptive.
spenders.
Very descriptive.
Well, I think part of it is that most people in midlife crisis don't go way off the deep end and do crazy things and spend a ton of money. So it might be something where it was more common because it's like,
Sure.
yeah.
When they say gadget, I'm assuming they mean a new electronic, so it would be like an iPad or a new phone.
Maybe, or some other fun gadget.
Like
I don't
what?
know. I don't know. Like a battle bot that they can run around. Tear
RC
stuff apart,
cars. Okay.
That's what I'm going to do in my midlife crisis.
Just battle bots. You're gonna
Battle bots.
win the giant nut.
Yeah. All right. Number 1.
I'm excited.
No, don't be excited. It's a total disappointment.
Oh.
Because to me, it's repetitive. A holiday. Vacation.
Yeah.
Right? Same deal. Unless it's saying, like, taking the next year off.
But they talked about a trip around the world, so even that I would say is repetitive.
I know. Well, hey, this is not my study. I told you that it was disappointing before I told you the answer.
I mean, that's fair. Where was this study done?
Dude, I told you that it was in a number of places, but it was posted on a UK website. And so I told you to think less American.
Okay.
You think sports car should have been number 1.
I think car in general. Doesn't necessarily have to be a sports car. Could be
whatever
a vintage,
it is that they want. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I do think that, but maybe, I mean, I realize that that's not within everyone's grasp, even at midlife crisis stage. So,
Sure. Yeah.
so be it.
So, like I said, typically that midlife crisis, all these different things we talked about that they would buy, that's something that's going to happen more so, I guess, late 40s, early 50s.
Sure.
Big aspects of it, again, are youthfulness, leaving the body kicking and screaming. And so men are typically trying to hang on to their youth. They're looking at their mortal, like that becomes obvious to them.
Sure.
And so what can I do with the rest of my life?
Yeah.
And live it to its fullest and things like that. And so they
Sure.
start doing some of those things that maybe they had put off to that point.
Yeah.
Part of it too is they have time to do it more than they had before. They're starting to get to a place, if they've got kids, their kids are usually more independent.
For sure.
And their work is typically pretty stable.
Right.
And so they've got the ability to be a little bit more, free.
Yeah.
With their time. And so they
Sure.
take advantage of that. Some negative sides of that, in the term of cars, some of these articles I read, they put it into that they go and they exchange their wife for a newer model.
Yeah.
And so there are some negative things that can get wrapped up into this midlife crisis deal.
For sure.
But for us, we don't have to worry about that for a little while. I mean, just getting into our 30s here strong.
Yep.
But one thing that can apply to anybody at any age that's similar, that started to pop up when I was reading different articles on midlife crisis, is an existential crisis.
Yeah.
And that's not bound so much by age, where that midlife crisis is really pretty strong in that age group.
Yeah.
And so difference for listeners out there is that midlife crisis, again, confronting your own mortality, whereas existential crisis is confronting your reason for being here.
Yeah. Why do you exist?
Right. Yeah.
Existential.
Right.
Existence.
Right. And so that can confront any number of people at any different time, depending on circumstances and things like that. But it tends to be something that you can also experience when you get into your 30s. And part of that, and this is, just the different articles I've been reading, part of it is because you're just now getting into where, instead of being settled in a career, you're starting to settle in these things. And so now it's like, is this all there is?
Right.
Am I just going to do this, work this same job for the rest of my life?
Is this it for me? Is
Right.
this it? This is what I'm doing? Okay.
Right. And so instead of being settled, you're settling. And so it gives you those questions of, what's your purpose? Where are you supposed to go from here? Is there something more? So similar, but slightly different.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Definitely different.
Right. And existentialism really is kind of the psychological study of that, the aspect of having existential crises.
Yeah.
In a way. So
Yeah.
so Jordan,
Yeah.
talk to me. What do you think? What do you think about people having existential crisis?
I feel like I have one every other day. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It's tough, man. I mean, just my own personal experience with it. You know, the Air Force, you're pretty set, right? It's like, okay, yeah, good. This is a good thing for the most part.
Sure.
Or at least that's how I felt. But then, yeah, even with that, then you're like, man, this is what I'm gonna do. Like, I already know. Like, you have a pretty good idea within the first couple years where you're gonna go, what your path is gonna be.
Sure.
So it's like, okay, I guess this is it. Is this what I'm really gonna do? And then sometimes people stay in. Sometimes I got out
Sure.
in that very specific scenario. But yeah, I mean, just what? Oh man! And now that I'm at home, it was great for a while.
Right.
I mean, it's still very good. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
But it does lose some of its luster,
Mm-hmm.
or because yeah, like it's cool to just sit around, but then you realize you're not 15 and sitting around isn't all it's really cracked up to be.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what am I supposed to do? Like, where am I going? Like, I mean, for me, right, career wise, I don't need to work right now because Lauren is working.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, should I get a job?
Hmm.
I don't need a job. Would I feel more fulfilled if I had a job?
Hmm.
You know, if I do that, then I lose some availability with the kids.
Right.
Is that more impactful,
Right.
like negatively, than, you know, whether it's like some extra spending money or, you
Mhm.
know, just being able to pay off debt faster, whatever, you know, or just more social interaction with adults because I'm at a job.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah.
there's plenty of aspects of working that are,
Yeah. And it's one of those things I don't think a lot of people talk about. I think more people experience an existential crisis than people actually talk about it or admit it.
for sure.
And part of it is good. Like it's in some ways it's a good thing to have that, because all of a sudden it forces you to confront your existence
Yeah.
and to be able to say, okay, it appears that I am here and that I exist. What's behind that and why? And what am I supposed to do with this?
Sure.
And I think that if we don't take the time to start asking those questions of ourselves, then we're just walking through life really ignorant.
Yeah. And it's going to be different for everybody why you're here and what you're doing.
Yeah, super personal. And you could argue that there might be something out there that is an underlying, aspect of existence,
For sure.
but it's going to manifest differently
Right.
for people.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes those are, I mean, obviously, I relate to your experiences as far as it seems like sometimes it's every other day you've got this
Yeah.
existential crisis. Like, what am I sitting here doing this for? Does
Yeah.
this really matter?
Right.
Is this what I'm supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
And I think you have to have those questions. Otherwise, you're going to go through life completely blind, and you're going to miss a lot of things that do matter because you're not searching for what matters.
Right. Yeah.
So,
You're just doing that daily grind, the long march. Like, yep, this is it. This is what I'm here for. I mean, I feel like is a blessing and a curse.
right.
Because it's like, yeah, man, shoot, you're content,
Right.
and which is a good thing.
Yep.
Like, I'm not content very often.
Yeah.
Yeah, which,
But sometimes I think, with that contentment, I think the key is being content without having to know the answers, or being content in not knowing the
Sure.
answer,
for sure. Yeah,
which is really hard to do.
right. We
but-
want to know. We think it would be easier if we knew.
Right.
But would it be?
I don't know. Ignorance is bliss, right?
I mean, to a degree, for sure. What if, like, what if the answer was, yeah, like, man, the best thing is being a movie star? Well, I can tell you right now that ain't happening for me. Like, well, great. So I'm missing out on the best thing in life because I am,
Yeah.
I'm not an actor. That's not who I am.
Right.
So therefore, I mean, obviously that's a very extreme, but
I mean, I think I would just throw this invite out there that if there are any famous actors or actresses listening, we'd love to have you on as a guest.
Yeah, let us
discuss
know.
This.
Is it really the best thing?
Right.
Do you wish you could be something different?
Without knowing any of them,
I
would think that many times they probably would say yes, but
maybe.
I'll have to ask Taylor.
Perfect. I think there's good things that can come from having an existential crisis, right? Like, yeah, trying to refocus on something that may be more important.
Sure.
Or things that should be more important in your life than they may, be presently. But at the same time, it doesn't get you anywhere just having, severe anxiety over it.
Sure.
Because at the same time, unfortunately, we're probably not going to know the answers for a lot of questions that we have.
Absolutely.
Especially really deep philosophical questions. That's not to say you shouldn't.
Life.
Yeah. Well, it's not to say that you shouldn't look for things.
Right. I think there's value in the looking for things.
Absolutely.
And some would argue that the value is in the looking.
Is in the searching.
Yeah.
Right. And it's easy to say.
Don't let it
cripple you.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to engage with it. You have to grapple with it. You have to wrestle with the big questions. And that's good. And we need to do more of that, because I think a lot of us just take things for granted, and we just assume that everything that reinforces our own positions already just mean that our current worldview is 100% correct.
Right.
And we're too afraid to step back and actually question it because we don't want to admit we might be wrong about certain things. So there's the aspect of you want to engage with it, but you can't let it stop you from acting.
For sure. And honestly, I mean, I don't know if this has been your experience, but in my personal experience, using work as an example, it's always better to ask a question or to say, I don't know, than to try and, fake it till you make it work sometimes. And there's a time and place for it.
Right.
But it's not every time and it's not every place.
Right.
So, and I think the same thing goes here. Like, sometimes, you need to just go.
Right.
Keep moving. But you should absolutely be asking questions and searching for answers, and not just going to a place that's comfortable, whether that's a certain forum on the internet or, certain social group or something like that. I mean, definitely look outside just of those norms to see if there's anything different, because you may completely disagree with somebody on 99.9% of the things, but then there could be some nugget of wisdom that comes from them, but that you would, if you had just completely shut that source out, whatever that may be, I mean, that could be the thing that really is a huge turning point for you.
Right.
And I mean, to me, it's not worth missing out on a potential, aha moment.
Right. It doesn't mean leave your convictions.
For sure.
By any means. In fact, it should either strengthen your convictions or change your mind.
Exactly.
So, don't be afraid of it.
Yeah.
That's tough though. Those are hard questions, because when you sit down and you ask yourself, what am I actually here for?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lonely place, because it's comes down to you. Like, this is your question for yourself that other people aren't going to necessarily answer for you.
Right. I mean, they can give you answers, but are those answers really the answer for you?
Right. Well, that's why you gotta.
That's why you got to look for yourself.
Right.
And it's worth listening to other people, but just because somebody's really smart and you agree with them on a lot of things doesn't mean they're going to have the right answer for you.
Right.
Which is unfortunate, because that would be so much easier if that were the case.
Right. And really, there's only one place that you can get 100% information you can bank on all the time, and that's here, Philosophy on the Couch. I mean,
Yeah.
we've only been wrong, like, I don't know,
70%
250
of the time.
Yeah. Right. Maybe we should stick with that 85% number.
Yeah, 85%.
85% of the time we're wrong, but hey, that 15%, dynamite.
Gold.
So, yeah. Anybody out there going through like some sort of existential crisis, shoot us an email.
Yeah.
Hit us up on social media and be like, yep, that's me.
Yeah.
And
I'm there.
I'm there. And guess what? We're with you.
Yeah.
That's why we want to be here as a conversation.
Exactly. We're not licensed therapists or psychologists or anything like that, but sometimes just having somebody to talk to,
Right.
whether they're a professional or not,
Or even know that somebody else is asking the same questions.
Yeah,
Right?
for sure.
So don't go through it alone, even if it's your question for you to answer yourself.
Yeah. Keep looking.
Yeah.
Ask the questions.
Yeah.
You can always ask people.
Ask people, go out for dinner, grab some pizza.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Pizza.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Love pizza.
I also love pizza.
We've talked about pizza several times.
Yeah, how many so this is episode 10. Out of 10 episodes, how many times have we mentioned pizza? I believe it's 4, maybe 5.
Well, in how heavy of a capacity?
Just we've brought up pizza and our love for pizza.
I mean,
or pizza sauces.
Yeah.
Which was pretty much taken care of. That pizza sauce is red.
It's
Other sauces can go on pizza. We're not going to go there because it's already been resolved, Jordan.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
But we've talked about it a lot.
Yeah. We pizza in general, we've talked about a lot in whatever aspect or form or
shape.
Yeah. We haven't talked about shape. Let's talk about that too.
Sure.
But first, toppings. Are there any toppings where you are like absolutely hard pass?
That's a good question. I am not sure.
Well, I'm going to throw
My
some
tastes
out.
have changed a little bit.
Okay.
I'm definitely more open to trying different pizzas and
Sure.
not saying, no, this isn't a pizza. But yeah, give me some examples.
Sure. And it's not so much that it's not a pizza. It's just, how do you feel about this topping on a pizza?
Fair.
So,
Fair enough.
well, olives, green or black?
Absolutely belongs on a pizza. Love it.
Both?
Both.
Okay.
I'll take either. It's fine.
Sure. Mushrooms?
I'll take them.
Pineapple?
Only if it's with Canadian bacon.
Okay.
Then, yeah, sure.
Okay.
It's not like my
Yeah.
preferred choice, but yeah, I'd eat it.
Okay. Wild rice?
I've had it. I would eat it.
Refried beans?
So,
In lieu of sauce?
I will eat a Mexican pizza,
Uh-huh.
but I'm not a fan of Mexican pizzas.
Okay.
So I will say no. I'd prefer not to have that.
Okay. So refried beans would be a hard pass then.
Yeah, if I could choose something else, it's not gonna.
Yeah.
Not gonna include refried beans.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
Anchovies?
I'm not sure I've had anchovies on a pizza, so I don't feel like I can give you a good answer.
So I have. I did it purely so I could say I have had anchovy pizza.
Okay.
And so let me say this. I love green olives on pizza. I love how salty they are.
Yes.
It's just fantastic. If you haven't
Yes.
had a pizza with green olives, I highly recommend
Do it. Do it now. Order
Yes.
a pizza now.
Yes.
Wherever you're at,
It
go
doesn't-
get it.
Doesn't matter what brand,
Just
like
get
what
it.
company, just get a green olive pizza.
But not just green olives on it. I would recommend that you do green olives and pepperoni.
Okay, interesting. I wouldn't say pepperoni. You know what I would say?
What?
Green olives and onions. Red or white.
Yeah,
if
but
they
what would
have
you
red,
have?
I would
You
go
wouldn't
red.
have any sort of meat on it?
Nope.
Just green olives and onions.
Yeah.
I mean, I would eat it. It sounds delicious, but I like the pepperoni flavor with it too. So,
I
continue.
understand, but yeah, nope.
Yeah,
I
okay.
would just onion. But so that was part of the reasoning for trying an anchovy pizza was because I was told it's just super salty. And I'm like, well, I love green olive pizza.
Sure.
So maybe I'll like anchovy pizza. I didn't.
What was the taste like? Was it really fishy?
It was a little too fishy.
Okay.
It's like, have you ever had what people would say a good Caesar dressing is? It's got anchovies in it.
Yeah, I guess that.
So
I don't know if I've had a good Caesar dressing, but I've had a number of them.
Right. Well, I guess that's what most people would like clarify is if it's got anchovies, if it's made with anchovies.
Right.
So, that said, yeah, it was a little too fishy for me.
What do you guys think about anchovies? Yes? No?
Yeah.
Take them, leave them, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I wonder what percentage of the American population has tried a pizza with anchovies.
I would bet it's pretty low.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Throw out a number. We're good at that.
8%.
8%? I'm going to go 13 to 15.
We're giving ranges?
I did.
Well, then, if that's the case, I want to say 5 to 8.
Okay.
I think it's less.
I think it's 13 to 15.
Okay.
So we're going to need one of you listening who works with polls and studies and things like that
Yeah.
to take this on for us.
Or if
Pro
you
bono.
yeah.
And get back to us.
Or if you work at a pizza place, how often do you see people ordering anchovy pizza?
Yeah. It's a good way to do it too.
Because I got mine here in town
Okay.
at the pizza place that closed down.
Okay.
And I would be willing to say that they had to open a fresh can of anchovies for me.
Sure.
And
Fresh can. Such an oxymoron.
right.
Fresh can of anchovies.
Open a new can.
Okay.
Is that better?
Yeah. Sorry.
But yeah, because and when we asked, I can't remember who it was, but somebody asked, how often do people, and the waitress was like, never. People never order this.
Sure.
So, but it was on the menu, and I ordered it.
Hey.
So,
I mean,
there you go.
came from somewhere that everybody talks about anchovies on pizza.
Yeah,
So maybe it's a regional thing.
must be. Could be. Maybe.
It
has to be.
If you're listening across the country,
Yeah.
world right now, Minnesota, we love ranch with pizza. Jordan, how do you feel about that? Dipping pizza in ranch. Ranch dressing, like
Yeah.
Hidden Valley.
Right.
Good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, if it's going to be ranch, it better be Hidden Valley.
Well, Hidden Valley's good, but I would accept other types of ranch as well
Like
if
what?
I was just at home. Kraft is okay.
Sure.
And then one thing I will say is never, ever, 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 ever,
Low fat.
ever buy Wishbone Ranch.
Why?
It is the worst ranch
Really?
that's ever been created. I will buy off-brand,
Wow.
cheap ranch before I will ever even touch a bottle of Wishbone Ranch.
What did Wishbone do to you?
Horrible. It makes me want to puke.
Wow.
It sucks. It's terrible.
Okay.
And if you want to sponsor, let us know.
Wishbone. No.
They have good Western dressing, but
I think the Thousand Island is okay.
sure.
But anyway, let's get back to pizza here.
Yeah.
Because I will answer the ranch question.
Okay.
But toppings, zucchini.
I wouldn't ever think of it or order it, but yeah, I'd eat it.
Okay.
Because I've had zucchini in like spaghetti sauce.
Sure.
So
I'm talking like whole rounds of zucchini.
yeah, sure, why not? I'll try it.
And the yellow squash to go with it.
Yeah, I'll try it.
Okay.
Sounds very traditional.
Next philosophy on the road. I know where we're going.
Where are we going?
We will go to Rafferty's Pizza
Yes.
in Brainerd.
I love Rafferty's.
I do too. Their veggie pizza is spectacular.
As is their green olive and pepperoni.
I believe that.
Yes, I'm so excited for this.
Oh,
When can we go? Next week?
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Maybe season 2.
Season 2.
Yeah, because Halloween. If this wasn't if it wasn't enough of a tell, or if we didn't say it at the beginning, Halloween is going to be our final episode for season 1.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take a little bit of a
Episode
break.
12 official break for a little bit, but we might have a couple things we haven't fully discussed. Next steps and might throw in a couple fun things in there while we're out.
Yes.
But yeah, officially, season 1 will be episode 12, our Halloween special.
Yeah, it'll be closing. So.
Yeah.
But that's you still got a couple weeks before that happens, so don't worry.
Yeah, don't panic yet.
After that episode, feel free to panic.
Panic. Re-listen to our episodes.
Yes.
And then you can come back and email us a lot on how terribly wrong we are. But yeah. Anyways, Jordan.
Yes. Sorry to derail
pizza.
there. Yes. Ranch on pizza. Well, to dip in.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's okay. I don't do it often, but I will do it. That being said, if I have a choice between ranch and a particular brand of hot sauce that I really like, I'll take the hot sauce every time.
Sure.
I will put hot sauce on my pizza way before I would dip in ranch.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'd probably lean more towards the ranch.
That's fair.
I do like hot sauce on pizza, but it has to be the right kind of pizza. I typically will add hot sauce more if I feel like it's a slightly bland pizza.
Sure.
Just to spice it up a little.
Sure.
And I will typically use ranch with the crust.
Same goes for me with the hot sauce. It's mainly for the crust. Occasionally, yeah, if it's like a frozen pizza, I'll slather that puppy up because why not?
So here's a question for you.
Yeah.
You talked about toppings that are okay or not okay for pizzas, and we were going to talk about shape.
Oh, yeah, shape. I do have another topping that came to mind, though.
Okay.
Sauerkraut.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay.
Right kind of pizza or with the right kind of sausage on it. And I hate sausage. Like,
yeah.
typical Italian sausage or whatever that's put on pizza, garbage.
Okay.
Don't ever do this, people. Don't buy sausage pizza. It's a waste of your time, waste of your money. However, if there was a good, real,
like a kielbasa
sausage
that's been like sliced.
Yeah, I'm thinking even I would love to have like a venison sausage.
Okay.
With the sauerkraut.
Okay.
Would be dynamite.
So we should do that.
Yeah.
This winter.
Okay.
We'll make one.
I'm down.
Season 2. Woo-woo. Venison sauerkraut pizza.
Yeah. But shape.
Yeah.
Was one thing, and then there's one more thing that I have a question for you after that. Shape. Are you okay with a rectangle slice of pizza?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
Would you prefer it that way?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't. I definitely prefer the traditional, wedge pie slice.
Sure.
shape.
But there are people, I think, that are, they say the rectangle slice is better. Or squares. What do you think about squares?
I guess I figured they were kind of the same.
No.
So, okay, so obviously I know the difference between a square and a rectangle. Just want to make that known here. But I guess what's the difference when it comes to pizza? Are you saying a rectangle piece of pizza is you have a rectangular pizza that you have cut once down the middle, and then you have like,
sure,
You have, yeah.
I mean, I'm fine. We can lump squares and rectangles together.
I think they're in the same family of pizza.
I feel like they're not. I don't know
pizza. No, yeah, slice shape. Okay.
why.
You don't think so?
Maybe cousins.
Okay. There are worse things.
Closer. Absolutely not closer than that.
Couldn't be brothers?
Nope.
One inherited more mom's genes and the other got more dad's?
No.
Okay.
Don't think so. But my other question for you, and I would say generally I like the triangle as well, but the right kind of pizza, cut into squares, dynamite. Sure. I'll take it.
Okay.
Seems to fit with certain places.
How do you feel about a pizza? You've got a circular pizza.
Yep.
And you kind of just cut it into a big spiral into the center, so it comes one long strip that you can just continually eat.
I've never had that, but I would like to continually eat. That would be awesome. Can we ask for a place to do that? Has anybody done that before?
I just saw a meme about it like 10 years ago.
Okay. Well, I want it to happen now.
We can do that too. We'll go to when we go to Rafferty's.
We'll ask for that? Okay.
I'm sure they will not accommodate that request.
Well, this brings me to my last question about pizza for you then.
Sure.
Is if you were to cut it in that spiral, you would obviously be eating the crust first. Now, how do you feel about people who eat the crust first, then the rest of it?
And we're talking like a triangular.
Yeah, and they eat the crust and then they...
Yeah, go about the rest.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
Sure.
I would say that's just as wrong as somebody who has a hot dog and they take a bite out of the middle.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah.
Not even close for me. And that's partially because occasionally
I
am the crust eater.
Wow.
And I do it because it's one of those situations where the crust is obviously the worst part of the pizza.
I don't agree. I don't agree with that.
Yeah, well, that's fine. You don't have to. It's the most bland part of the pizza. So sometimes, if I'm in the mood, I'll eat that first, and then I'll flip it back around and eat the rest of the deliciousness that has the toppings on it.
Okay. Well, that's wrong, but okay. I don't like that at all.
Why?
Well, because I don't agree.
Who are you to say that you have to start at the pointy end of the triangle?
Why?
What
you
if
already
I start
said
at the
why.
other pointy end of the triangle? The larger angle.
That's fine. You're free to do what you want. Doesn't mean you're right, though.
Yeah, I would say I will concede that there is a traditional expected way to eat a slice of pizza. And that's fine.
Just like a hot dog.
Yeah, and that's okay. Got nothing against doing it that way. But occasionally, the creativity in me and the need to be free
okay.
will spice things up by eating the crust first.
No, I don't. And that's actually a good point or a good thing that you bring up, because when it comes to pizzas, round pizzas that are cut into squares, right?
Sure.
I used to always say, give me a middle piece that doesn't have any crust.
Yep.
But now, much more lean towards the give me an edge piece with crust.
You just really into carbs lately or what?
100%.
Huh.
No. I don't know. It's when you get one of those middle pieces, there's something that's like super great about it just being like ultra cheesy, and generally there's like a little extra sauce. Yeah, exactly. And there's like...
Hang on, stop. I just need to...
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It seems like that should be the pinnacle.
It is
of the pizza world, but it's not.
What's the pinnacle?
I don't like things super
floppy.
Well, yeah, sort of. I mean, I prefer my pizza to have less sauce. Like I want enough for it to be noticed,
Yeah.
but I don't want that to be the forefront.
You want the crust to be the forefront? Or do you want a balanced
I,
pizza?
I want it balanced, but if I had to err on the side of more or less sauce for sure.
Shame on you.
For sure.
Shame on you.
Another example, pizza roll.
You don't even know what pizza sauce is.
Unbelievable. Pizza rolls.
Yeah.
Okay. Totino's.
Yeah.
Love them.
Yeah?
Loved them for decades.
And now you hate them.
No.
Well, I don't understand. They're very saucy inside.
Depends on how you cook them or how long you cook them for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand. I've cooked them.
Yeah. So if you cook them maybe a little bit longer, not a lot, but a little bit longer than
You want it all to bubble out onto the...
I want a little bit to bubble out because one, I can eat that with a fork because it kind of gets like caramelized
Yeah.
on the pan.
Wow.
Delicious.
Such a pizza roll connoisseur.
Only the highest class.
Totino's.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a little crispy. Delicious.
Yeah, no, I like it.
But then when you eat your pizza roll, it too is just a hair bit drier than,
Sure.
you know, when it's filled with sauce
I
and
like
it's
the
chewy.
outside to be...
I
Yeah.
I like it a little crunchy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not I don't know if I'd use the term crunchy,
Crisp.
but crisp. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't need it to be like dry.
Right. So hang on. You like your pizza rolls. Well done.
I would say medium well.
Oh, please.
Medium well,
Please.
which is yeah, more along the lines of well done.
I like mine raw, frozen.
Real crunchy.
They're like a sucker.
Popsicle.
Yep.
Delicious.
Yes.
Die
of food poisoning.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure they're probably fully cooked. Everything in it.
No, they're 100% raw.
Oh yeah, my bad.
You said you were a connoisseur of pizza rolls.
No, but I actually know a guy. And how do you feel about this? For pizza rolls in particular, when he would make them, he would yeah, he would cook them to where they were, you know, hot, but they were definitely like soft. Like again, soggy has negative connotations.
Yep.
But I would say it was soggy.
Okay.
And then because it wasn't wet enough for him, he would dip them in ketchup to eat. And that was like legitimate. Like he didn't do that just to be like some weird funny guy. Like he was like, no, they're not. He's like, I want more like sauce.
I don't think I could do the ketchup thing. If I needed more sauce, I would just have extra pizza sauce that I would dip it in.
Well, he wasn't about that life. So,
I mean, whatever he wants to do, I would never do it.
it was disgusting. I don't approve.
Sure.
But what can you do?
Right. Well, what do you guys think about pizza rolls? I'm guessing there's some of you out there who wouldn't even touch one.
And that's fair.
Some of you who are like, oh yeah, that's like prime food for me.
Yeah.
Love it.
Top tier.
Yeah, and then if you're a person who loves pizza rolls with ketchup, what do you think?
Yeah.
Try it.
Yeah.
Don't say no yet.
Yeah.
Just try it. Let us know. Jordan's gonna try it. Yeah, no, he is. I'm gonna make sure this happens. Jordan's gonna try it, and we'll come back and we'll give you our review.
Yeah. Also, I want to know about toppings.
Yeah.
Did you agree with what we said? Also, what are some crazy toppings that you guys have had
that you love?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
Or maybe ones that you've tried, but you were like,
Right, but I'm especially interested personally in the ones that you love that are like, hey, nobody gets this pizza. This is my secret combination.
Yeah.
do it. It's dynamite. Love it. Because I want to try that.
Yeah.
And you know what? If I like it, I'm going to name it after you.
Perfect.
And I will call it whatever your
whatever
name
you
is.
or whatever you want us to call it.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Cool. Well, that's all we've got for time
Yeah.
for this episode. Again, make sure you tune in for that Halloween special. It's gonna be awesome. And sadly, it's the last episode of season 1. But that should make us excited too, because we'll have a lot of things in the works for season 2.
That's right.
So, and I guess that's our announcement. Season 2 is happening.
Season 2 will be happening.
Yeah.
And it won't be a super long break, but maybe a month. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll come back with details
Next week.
on that. All right. Well, you couch potatoes have a great week.
Bye.